Level 1. The Zero Zone. Marcus is 24. He is sitting in a grocery store parking lot staring at his phone. He has $43 in his account. Rent is $1,100. It is due in 9 days. He works 2 jobs. He wakes up early. He stays late. But none of that matters right now because the math of his life simply does not work. Every dollar that arrives already has somewhere to go before Marcus sees it. Rent takes the first chunk. The credit card minimum takes the next. Utilities take what is left. Whatever survives all 3 becomes groceries. Last month his car made a noise. The repair cost $200. He paid 4 days late. That triggered a $35 late fee. The late fee overdrafted his account. The overdraft triggered a $34 penalty from the bank. He spent $269 to fix a $200 problem. That is not bad luck. That is what zero margin does. It punishes you on top of the original problem every single time. Here's what nobody says about level 1. The way out is not a better budget. It is not a finance book. It is not a mindset shift. It is one thing: a gap, a small space between what comes in and what goes out. Without that gap, no advice on earth works. With it, everything becomes possible. If you are checking your balance before you buy groceries, this is where you are. The only goal right now is to create that gap. Level 2, the one-punch zone. Marcus is 27. He got a better job, $41,000 a year. The bills get paid now, not without stress, not without watching every number, but they get paid. That simple fact changes the feeling of the entire month. He still checks his account every morning, but instead of $43, he usually sees somewhere between $400 and $800. That small gap he needed at level 1, he has it now, and it is the most important thing he has ever built, even though it does not feel like much yet. But here is the truth about level 2 that Marcus does not yet know. He is one punch away from level 1. Always. One unexpected bill, one car repair, one trip to the doctor, and the whole month collapses. The Federal Reserve found that 37% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. Marcus is one of them. His car is making a noise again. He has been ignoring it for 2 months because he cannot afford to find out what it means. Every finance video on the internet tells people at level 2 the same thing. Automate your savings, invest in index funds, max out your 401k. Marcus hears this and thinks, with what? There is no extra. There is income. There are expenses, and they meet at 0 every single month. The move that changes level 2 is not a strategy. It is one number, $1,000. Not invested, not in a retirement account, just sitting in a separate account that Marcus does not touch. Because that first $1,000 does not earn him anything meaningful in interest. What it does is break the cascade. The car noise becomes an appointment instead of a crisis. A broken phone becomes an inconvenience instead of a disaster that ruins the next 3 months. Here is the simple math. A $400 emergency at level 1 cost Marcus $269 in extra fees on top of the $400. That same emergency with a $1,000 buffer cost him just $400. He saved $269 by having nothing more than $1,000 sitting still doing nothing. If your savings account has less than 1 month of expenses, this is where you are. You do not need a strategy yet. You need a buffer. That is the only job right now. Level 3, the stability costume. Marcus is 30. He got promoted. $57,000 a year now. From the outside, his life looks completely fine. Good apartment, decent car, goes out on weekends, has a 401k he contributes 3% to because that was the number on the enrollment form and he never thought to change it. Has about $2,400 in savings. But here is the reality underneath that picture. If Marcus loses his job tomorrow, he has 41 days before things get genuinely dangerous. Not uncomfortable, dangerous. A 2024 Bankrate survey found that 57% of Americans cannot cover 3 months of expenses from savings. These are not obviously struggling people. They have jobs, they have apartments, they go on vacations. They are level 3, which is fragility wearing the costume of stability. You look fine from the outside. The foundation is paper thin underneath. This is also the level where lifestyle creep quietly starts to win. Marcus got a $5,000 raise last year. He upgraded his apartment, $250 $50 more a month. He started getting lunch delivered most days. $160 a month. He bought a nicer car. $220 more a month than his old payment. That is $630 more per month. His raise was $415 a month after tax. He spent more than he earned from the raise and called it a reward. But here is the number that should stop him cold. He contributes 3% to his 401k. On $57,000, that is $1,710 a year. He spends $1,920 a year on food delivery alone. Marcus is sending more money to a delivery app annually than he is building for his entire retirement. And he has never once seen those two numbers sitting next to each other. That is exactly what level 3 does. It keeps the numbers separated, so the truth never hurts enough to change anything. If you have 1 to 2 months of savings and your lifestyle grows every time your income grows, this is where you are. The costume looks good, but one bad month exposes everything underneath. Level 4, the golden handcuffs. Marcus is 34, $67,000 a year, good job, real apartment, annual vacation, a 401k that is actually growing. From every angle he looks successful, and honestly and by any fair measure, he is doing well. But Marcus still checks his balance in parking lots, not because he is broke, because the anxiety never left, and he cannot figure out why. Here is why. Marcus is wearing golden handcuffs and he does not know it. His lifestyle now costs exactly what he earns. He cannot take a lower paying job that he would actually enjoy. He cannot quit when his manager treats him poorly. He cannot say no to overtime he does not want. Every financial decision has already been made for him by the fixed costs he agreed to slowly over years, one reasonable purchase at a time. A 2025 Schwab survey found that Americans think you need $839,000 in net worth just to feel financially comfortable. Not wealthy, comfortable. The median American net worth is $193,000. Marcus has $34,000 in his 401k and $6,000 in savings. He feels behind even though he did everything the enrollment forms told him to do. Now here is the math that changes how Marcus sees every purchase for the rest of his life. His treadmill costs $900. He uses it twice a month. That is $37 per use in year 1. But it also takes up 20 square feet of his apartment. Apartment space costs $30 to $50 per square foot per year in most cities. That treadmill charges him an extra $600 to $1,000 every single year just to sit there. He did not buy a treadmill. He bought a treadmill plus a hidden annual storage bill that never shows up anywhere. His car upgrade costs $240 more per month than his old car. If that $240 had gone into an index fund averaging 7% returns over 30 years instead, it would have become $291,000. Marcus did not buy a nicer car. He bought a nicer car instead of $291,000. That is what every level 4 purchase actually is. Not the price on the tag. The price on the tag plus everything that price could have become. The exit from level 4 is not discipline. Marcus has tried discipline. It works for 2 weeks, and then a hard day at work happens, and something gets bought online at 10 p.m. that felt like relief. The exit is automation, a transfer that leaves his account the same morning his paycheck lands. Before rent, before groceries, before his brain registers the money as available to spend, not willpower, a system. If you earn decent money and still feel broke at the end of every month, this is where you are. You do not have a spending problem. You have a system problem. The money needs to disappear before you see it. Level 5. The quiet ground. Marcus is 38, $83,000 a year, and 4 years ago, he did one thing he had never done before. He automated 15% of every paycheck into a separate account the moment it landed, not after rent, not after groceries. First, before anything else could touch it, he set it up on a Sunday afternoon. He never manually changed it again. The anxiety is mostly gone, not the awareness. He still pays attention, but the low hum of financial dread that ran underneath every single day since he was 24 in that parking lot, that sound has largely gone quiet. If you have never lived without that sound, you cannot understand how much of your life it was quietly consuming. Marcus now has 9 months of expenses saved. His retirement is on track. Not the 3% form default, but a real number that produces a real retirement. He has a small investment account growing outside the retirement fund, but the number that changed his life most is not in any account. It is the number of options he now has. His manager is difficult. At level 3, Marcus absorbed it silently because he had 41 days of runway. At level 5, he has 9 months. He can have an honest conversation. He can look for something better without desperation following him into every interview. He can say no to things that compromise his values because his mortgage is no longer making every decision for him. That ability to choose based on what you want rather than what you can survive is what money is actually for. Not the couch, not the television, not the 60 shirts. This. Research consistently shows that financial anxiety is one of the heaviest loads a person carries. Level 5 is where that load finally comes off. Not because Marcus is rich, because he has enough margin that the next bad thing will not take everything down with it. If you have 6 to 12 months saved and your investments run on autopilot, this is where you are. You made it to solid ground. The levels above this build wealth. This level builds peace. Level 6, the boring millionaire. Marcus is 43, $108,000 a year, but the income is almost beside the point now. The investments he started at 38 have been compounding quietly for 5 years. He watches the number go up on months when he did nothing at all. He adds to it and it accelerates. Compound interest, the thing everyone learns about in school and almost nobody actually benefits from because they start too late or stop too early, and is working for Marcus now, visibly, every single month. His colleagues at the same income level look considerably wealthier than he does. Newer cars, bigger houses, nicer watches, vacations posted on Instagram from resorts Marcus recognizes. They are not building what Marcus is building. The millionaire next door studied thousands of real millionaires and found something that surprises almost everyone. 79% are completely self-made. No inheritance, no windfall. Only 31% ever averaged $100,000 or more in annual income. The average millionaire crossed the $1 million mark at age 49 after roughly 28 years of consistent ordinary behavior. Not dramatic, not exciting, ordinary. Marcus drives a 6-year-old Honda. His house is enough, not impressive. He has not upgraded his phone in 3 years because his phone still works. He takes good vacations and pays cash for all of them. Nothing about his daily life looks like success from the outside. His investment account tells a completely different story. Here's the rule. Level 6 reveals that most people never learn. Displaying wealth and building wealth are in direct competition with each other. Every dollar sitting in a driveway depreciating is a dollar not compounding in a portfolio. Every car payment made on a vehicle bought for appearances is a month of growth interrupted. The physician leasing a BMW with $11,000 in savings and the electrician driving a 9-year-old truck with $1.6 million in index funds are a cliche because they are real, documented, repeating across every wealth study ever conducted. If you are investing consistently and resisting the urge to upgrade your lifestyle every time your income grows, this is where you are. You will not look wealthy for a while. You will actually be wealthy instead. Level 7, the silence. Marcus is 47. He gets a notification on a Tuesday morning while he is making coffee. His portfolio crossed a number. He reads it twice, sets his phone face down on the counter, finishes his coffee. Work is optional. Not optional because Marcus is extravagantly rich. Optional in one specific simple way. His invested assets now generate enough in returns to cover his living expenses. The paycheck is no longer required for his life to continue exactly as it is. The math that got him here is simpler than most people think. Financial planners call it the rule of 25. If you have 25 times your annual expenses saved and invested, you can take out 4% per year and your money historically lasts forever. Marcus spends $51,000 a year. He needed $1.275 million. On a Tuesday morning at 47, making coffee, he has it. He keeps working. The work is genuinely good and he chooses it freely now. That is a completely different feeling than working because the alternative is losing the house. The desk looks the same. The meetings look the same. The internal experience is nothing like it used to be. People who reach level 7 describe it the same way almost every time. Not as excitement, not as a luxury lifestyle, as quiet. The debt noise is gone. The boss noise is gone. The 2 a.m. math, the running calculation Marcus did in his head every night from age 24 to age 34 about whether the numbers worked, that noise is finally gone. Decisions are just decisions now, not survival decisions, not fear decisions, just choices made by a man who is no longer afraid of the answer. Level 7 is not about buying a Ferrari, it is about the silence. If you have ever lain awake at 2 a.m. doing financial math in your head, level 7 is the night that finally stops. Level 8, the legacy Marcus is 57. The money will outlast him. That is no longer a question he has to ask. The question now is what it becomes after him, what it means for his children, whether the compounding he spent 30 years building continues into the next generation or disappears within a decade on things that felt urgent but weren't. This level belongs in this video for one reason only, because of what it reveals about how it is built. It is almost never a single big salary, almost never a windfall, almost never luck in any form that deserves the word. Warren Buffett's net worth at age 65 was approximately $1 billion. By age 90, it exceeded $130 billion. His investment returns in his later decades were not better than his earlier ones. The money simply had more time. He did not interrupt the compounding. That is the complete story of level 8. There is nothing hidden underneath it. Marcus did not start with advantages. He started at 24 in a parking lot with $43 and a rent payment due in 9 days and a car making a noise he was too scared to investigate. He got here the way almost everyone who gets here. Not fast, not with a secret, not with luck, just by learning, earlier than most, later than he should have, that the math only starts working for you when you stop letting the lifestyle eat everything the income produces.